Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back to these, let's call them tutorials, although they are actually a planting seed project for me to let's see what seeds bring to me. This time we will talk about how to put our subtitles in our videos once they have been translated. We will be using this amazing tool called Premiere Pro, Adobe Premiere Pro, and well, let's get into it. Probably, I'm still thinking about it. I will wrap up my mind during the video about this, but I will try to recommend you some other softwares, especially free ones, because I know a lot of you are volunteers and probably you don't have the resources or you don't have the softwares to do this, and you don't want to pay for them. But one thing that I do want to ask you, and this is something that I really ask you, especially if you work for DCI or SCIM, is do not upload the files from DCI, from SCIM. You would have to check with about ACI or YSI or some of the other world organizations, but DCI and SCIM files do not upload uh, to any website that says that it will do the work for you, because they probably will do the work for you, but the the files from DCI and SCIM are files that are copyrighted, okay? And most of the times when you upload in a platform that is doing the job for you for free, it's actually not for free. You're paying with information, and if you upload their copyrighted materials, then that's not a good practice, okay? Let's just say that it's not a good practice. It will affect the company somehow. So ideally, try to find a software that you can download in your computer that work locally, meaning not with internet, or try to buy a good license for a good software like Premiere Pro. That way, we will be protecting Geshe Michael's property, because he's the founder, right, of these companies. And well, with that, after that little pep talk, let's say, let's start. So basically, I'm going to share my screen right now. Wow, crazy stuff, right? Okay, so this is the software called Premiere Pro. And then the first step here that we have to take is to import whatever files we will need. Now, in this case, I something that I recommend and something that I really love doing is try to keep everything in folders. That way you will have everything organized. I am used to work with a lot of files, and trust me, it reaches a point in which everything is a chaos. So chaos, I think it's in English. Um, so you would like to have everything organized, all right? So the first thing is we will start importing our files. And today we will work with DCI level 10 Live Tool 1. So we try to reach the folder where we have the sources. We have the SRT file. The SRT file is the subtitle, all right? In this case, we will work with a Chinese version, and then the source video, the video in high resolution, and we just move it to the folder. You can import directly from the folder, so you don't have to drag and drop. Like for example, here in the sequence, I will double click, right click on the folder, and then just try to create whatever I need. Anyway, so now there's two ways here. Let's do it the long way, because this will work for you later. You right click here in this window, and then you go to new element. This is Spanish, I'm sorry. I forgot I had this set up in Spanish, but this is new element, all right? Then sequence, And then you most likely want to choose an UHD. No, not that, not UHD. That's too much. That's 4K. Yeah, 1080, 60 FPS. Why not 4K? Because maybe I did render those videos, but most of the times you just need 1080 because they are less heavy and also they are shared on social media or a platform, and not really, you don't really need 4K for a big screen or something like that. You can even name the sequence here, like Chinese. I always like to start with the language code. Chinese, DCIG, level 10, live tool 1. All right, we name it, we click accept, and we put it in our beautiful sequences folder. And now the sequence is open here. You can see here, right? Chinese, DCI, level 10, blah, blah. So what we will do now is we will click and drag and drop our video. Oh, it did was 4K. So it is asking me to change the settings of the sequence. I will say change the settings to make it fit. And now we can see beautiful Geshe Michael here. Okay, next step. We will just go to our folder for SRTs, select the SRT, drag and drop, and it will show this one. This one will keep the same, so we just click on accept. And now we have our subtitles here, okay? But hey, we need to format the subtitles to look nice. So we just, this little bar here, you can move it around and it will zoom in or out our sequence. So now we select all of our subtitles blocks, and we just try to find the font. If you're working with Chinese, this is only for Chinese. In Mac, on Mac, what I like to use is Tencent. Tencent, here it is, Tencent type. This one, okay. And then I like the weight 3. And then besides that, I like to make it a little bold. And then generally speaking, you want a 76, 75 size of font, because if you go bigger than that, what will happen is when you have a too long, for example, this beautiful subtitle, if it's 1 or 2 characters longer, it will break into 2 lines. And then it will break in case you don't know, it will bring the sentence in a place that is not appropriate according to our very wise Chinese speaking audience, okay? Like it will look like, oh, I think I found one. Like this, for example, right? But this one in particular is supposed to be broken in that here. Anyway, there it is. It's very hard to get to the right place. There it is, to the right place when the zoom is too wide. But let's imagine that this is not an appropriate way to break it. Then the software has to automatically break the line so you don't miss or lose you don't miss any characters outside of the image of the video. Okay, so next step, we want to put this is called in English, what's the word? Like the line that delimits the character, okay? So you want to select here in Premiere Pro center, okay? And you want to make this line a little bit wider. Let's try at 10. Looks kind of nice. Let's try to see how it works with 15. I think that's better. 15, it's definitely a little better. Why do we want this line? Because if we don't have this line, check it out. You can see I don't know if you can notice here in the video, but let me try to make it bigger. Okay, my computer is ignoring me today. You can see here that the actual characters sometimes, like for example here, it gets lost, right? It's not really very easy to read. So if we put our line, it will look better. And you can really see what's the shape of the character there. Maybe this big, it makes me see that 15 may be too big, too thick. So let's go back to 10. Yeah, that seems to be better. Yeah, you can see the spaces here. Yeah, cool. All right. So once you have that, you're done. So you just one thing that I enjoy doing is going one by one of the subtitles, which I'm not gonna do right now, just to make sure that the line breaks. This is called a line break. This jump from here to here is a line break. The line breaks are appropriate. Okay, how do I do that? If I go to text and my subtitle is already edited, then I can select the subtitle that I want to check. You go to subtitles here, and you can see how there is a line break between this particular. Let me make this wider. There we go. Here. You can see here that there's a line break right here. Okay, so we can see that this one is cool. It's good to go. So basically, you want to go over one by one of your subtitles to make sure that the line break is appropriate. We discovered that around 18 or 17 characters, I can't remember right now, per line is the maximum number of characters in Chinese uh, that allow to have a decent line break in a decent font size. Okay, we just basically, I'm not gonna do this here in this video because it will take forever and you guys don't really need to see that. Only if you understand the concept, then you will be able to make it yourselves. Now let's try to see here. This subtitle here goes over all the way here. So we gotta make sure that we click it. And now, if you go to the edge of the subtitle, you will see how this little black cursor arrow turns into this red weird thing. So if you click, then you can drag, and ta-da, the length of the subtitle went to wherever you decide to make it work. Okay, so now we can even make a little more, like here, for example, to give people more time to read it. And that's it. That's pretty much it. Let's see how the first one goes. Oh, it actually starts great. Okay, so yeah, you just have to check that it fits your translation, etc. And that's pretty much it, guys. Then we just go to export. Then we select the folder here where this is location, is ubicación in Spanish, location in English. You try to find where will the videos will be stored. We want to make a new folder here that is subtitles. We want to have a proper name for it. Subtitle, save, and now we have, I like to, this is called match origin with a medium bit speed, okay, in Spanish. You wanna select the medium, here, like this, match source medium bitrate. Okay, it's in English, none of this, it's medium bitrate, and it's not adaptive, a medium or high bitrate. It's medium bitrate, only medium bitrate. Okay, important. Then you have to have the free app called Media Encoder, and you want to send it over there to Media Encoder. You can also export directly in Premiere Pro, but it will take longer. This Media Encoder software, which is from Adobe too, which is free again, It is optimized to encode your video in a very nice, smooth way without exploding the resources of your computer. Okay, so now we have it here. That's the English. Match source medium bitrate, you see? Okay, cool. And now you just click play or start, and then, yeah, you just wait. You can see a little preview of where it's encoding right now the video. Okay? And so that's pretty much it, guys. Now we will leave this thing work for a while. And yes, I promised I was going to think about other softwares. There's this software. I'm going to leave the link in the description. It's called Format Factory. Let me share my screen again. But the problem with this one, well, first of all, is I haven't used it myself. I checked some tutorials in Spanish. It seemed fairly easy and accurate to work on. Sorry, it's not that one. It's this one, Format Factory. And let me share my screen again. I'm so sorry, guys. There we go. The problem with this one is that it is only available for Windows. There's not a version for Mac. And it's also an open source software, which makes it a little bit complicated to work with. Okay? Because sometimes there's not a tech support team or things like that. So I would really make the effort to get Premiere Pro or a tool like DaVinci Code. Not DaVinci Code is the movie. Just ignore that. What's the one? DaVinci Resolve. DaVinci Resolve. It's a very good editor too. And what else? What else can you use? I think Premiere Rush. You can also use that one, which is Adobe Premiere Rush. Anyway, there are very different options out there, but I do recommend Premiere Pro. I have been working with Premiere Pro for, what is it, like 5 years or something. So I really, really trust that one. And you can do much more than just the subtitles. Premiere Pro is a very, very wide video editor. So you really can use it for a lot of stuff. Okay? Wow. I'm really getting used to making these videos, guys. I'm so happy to plant these seeds. So see you next time. And I hope I planted the seed to see what comes from that seed. Bye-bye.